The final England squad has been named for the upcoming Euros tournament. And I'm going to give you my brief thoughts on who has been cut, who has potentially missed out, who's been hard done by, and who is maybe going to shine in this tournament. Full Euros predictions will be coming out very soon for you as well. So subscribe if you're not already for loads of content throughout this tournament. To start things off, we have 3 goalkeepers in the squad, which is standard practice. Jordan Pickford is obviously going to be the number 1 here. He has been for the last, I don't even know how many years at this point, and it doesn't look like that's going to change anytime soon, especially with Nick Pope picking up the injury that he did. Ramsdale as most likely the second goalkeeper choice. I'm not 100% sure on this one because he's not been playing this season. Someone like Butland could have been an outsider's choice for this position, but okay, he's still a good goalkeeper. And Dean Henderson, he's been decent, to be fair to him. And so, as a third choice goalie that's probably not going to get any minutes at all, it's fine as a backup. It does mean that James Trafford was cut from the squad, but I don't think anyone is really surprised at that one. It was always going to happen. Now, some contentious parts with the defenders. So, going to the Euros, we have Lewis Dunk, Joe Gomez, Mark Gahey, Ezri Konsa, Luke Shaw, John Stones, Kieran Trippier, and Kyle Walker. We have one out-and-out left-back going to this tournament, which is worrying. And he's only just coming back from fitness. The problem is that 3 defenders have been cut from the bigger squad that we had. Jarrell Quansah, who I think everybody expected he wasn't going to make it into the final squad. It's maybe a tournament too early for him. That's fine. Harry Maguire, a mainstay for England and actually had a decent season for United this year, is only out because he's not been able to recover from an injury in time, which is really upsetting because he was most likely going to be starting most games. And then Jared Branthwaite has been cut from the squad, which seems baffling, and the reasoning why is basically that it's come too early for him. He doesn't have enough experience yet, but that doesn't make sense with some of the other players that are in, especially someone like Kobbie Mainoo and Adam Wharton are in the squad. So Gareth not really utilising logic once again is frustrating. And taking Lewis Dunk over Branthwaite, who is someone that hasn't proven to be amazing, isn't going to utilise his experience that well. We saw him get battered against Belgium recently. Whereas Branthwaite's had a breakout season and could be, along with John Stones, your starting centre-back for the next however many years. So, bizarre decision. Now onto the midfield. Going to the Euros, we have Trent Alexander-Arnold, Conor Gallagher, Kobbie Mainoo, Declan Rice, and Adam Wharton. Not that much experience in there, but I don't mind it. Trent as a midfielder is going to be an interesting option. Now, obviously, some of the forwards are actually midfielders, like Bellingham should be in midfield here. But it's most likely going to be Rice, Bellingham, and then it could be Mainoo, it could be Wharton. Curtis Jones was the guy that got dropped out of the squad, and I think that's fine. Again, maybe it's a bit too early for him. He hasn't proven why he should be in the squad. And I think that's an okay drop from Gareth. We have also lost James Maddison. He was down again as a forward, but in reality, he's a number 10. He's a midfielder. His second half of the season after he came back from injury wasn't good enough, sadly. I'm a Madders fanboy. I love him. I support him more than basically any Leicester player that's ever left our club. I love him, but with the emergence of some of these other players, he hasn't done enough really to warrant a place. You could argue he brings you something different with like his little intricate dribbling and half turn and stuff like that, but maybe that's a bit generous. Onto the forwards then. So all of these guys are going to the Euros. We have Jude Bellingham, followed by Jared Bowen. Eberechi Eze is going, which is awesome news. Phil Foden, Anthony Gordon, Harry Kane, Cole Palmer, Bukayo Saka, Ivan Toney, and Ollie Watkins. So we're taking 3 strikers here, which is interesting, to say the least. I don't really think it's necessary. Now, in terms of cut players here, have I missed anybody else out? Yes, the final one is Jack Grealish, who was cut. I think that's very harsh. I don't think he's had a great season, but neither's Ivan Toney. He's not been available for the vast majority of it, and then when he came back, he wasn't that great. I don't think we need 3 out-and-out strikers. So I would have dropped Tony and kept Jack Grealish in the squad because he does offer you something different. He can come on and just win you free kicks if you want to go for some set-piece plays or something like that. I find that a really, really odd decision, and apparently so did the squad. There are reports that at least one senior player went to question Gareth as to why he was dropping Grealish. So the squad are surprised. I think the vast majority of the fan base are surprised, and it's a bit frustrating because we know how good Grealish can be. Overall, I don't mind the squad. I feel like there may be a couple of players who may feel a little bit hard done by that they were either cut or didn't even make the bigger squad. Someone like Harvey Elliott not getting in the squad ahead of Curtis Jones is baffling to me because he has that sort of superstar aura about him. He could be him going forward. And so it does feel harsh in those kind of ways. Some other defenders that could have made the cut as well. You've got people like Tomori, everyone goes on about all the time. I had previously said Jack Butland may feel a bit hard done by after how he's done this season up in Scotland. So it's an interesting squad. The midfield is going to be the real predicament when it comes to Southgate choosing the 3, because we always play 4-3-3. It never changes. So who is he actually going to go for? Is it going to be Rice, Bellingham, and then someone as more of the 8 and Bellingham as the 10? Mainu, Wharton, etc. Or is it going to be Bellingham dropping into the 8 and you have Foden or Palmer as a number 10? We'll have to wait and see. But I don't mind the squad. I feel like the Grealish cut is very harsh. I think the Branthwaite cut ahead of Lewis Dunk is a bizarre decision. Hopefully I'm proved wrong though. Come on, Gareth. Bring it home. So much Euros content is going to be on the way. Even when I go on holiday, I'm going to be watching games and I'm going to be creating videos for you. I'm so hyped for this tournament. My full predictions for the whole Euros, including top goal scorer and everything like that, will be coming very soon. Hopefully I'll see you for that one. Leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.